Let's see. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in. I'll try to pin this again. Okay, come on in. I'll try to pin this again. Okay. Happy Monday. Surprise. And then I'm early. Let me send this out. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly as I send this out really quickly. Happy Monday. And I hope that y'all really are having an amazing Monday. I truly, truly am. Let me see. I'm sending this out. I hope that y'all are well. I'm trying to make sure I sent this to everybody I was trying to send it to. I have so far. All right. I'm going to give it a few minutes. So we're going to have a conversation. So I sent an email out to my community. And wait, let me make sure y'all can hear me on this mic, okay? So put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly, and then put in the comments where you're watching from. You guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm a digital nomad, so I travel everywhere, and I'm always looking for new places to go and show up and have a great time and work. So let me know in the comments where you're watching from. But we're going to have a conversation about a couple of things. This should be interesting. We're going to first, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but have you guys seen the clip of the Cam Newton interview with Corey Holcomb? I think that's his name. And he was talking about poverty and how he basically that women are in poverty are easy to take advantage of. Yeah, it's a very, very crazy clip. But I'm here to talk about that clip and how women, thank you, my love, for these gifts, end up in those type of scenarios with men like that. I'm actually going to go ahead and find the clip so you can hear it for yourself. um, and from that, I am going to start the conversation of how pride is a poverty trap. And so there's a cycle that starts at pride that ends up in the course of I would say the curse of becoming poor. Okay? Because to be poor is a curse. Poverty is set up systematically, okay? And I'm going to kind of explain that, but I want you to hear what was actually said because it was so absolutely insane to me. Well, honestly, it's not. I'm not. It's not insane. Honestly, I'm actually not surprised at all. To be honest, this is the society that we live in, and I think a lot of women need to. Hi, love. For having me. Hold on, I'm gonna find this clip. Hey, my love. Because this is. It was very interesting times. I'll say that. Um, yeah. You as a woman, like for women who are out here saying you're waiting on a man to come get you, you're gonna be in big trouble. And I really want us to come out of that mindset. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. So let's get into this. Them better. Women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her. Hold on, pause. I'm going to run that one part back real quick. This ain't even.
Advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong. Hey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but
That might be, I take advantage of that. That might be wrong, but remember I told y'all.
her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, their children can get some. Hold up. God damn. Some outlet Jordans. Outlet Gucci.
Laughing.
But how you speak of women, right? Where you want control. Is there ever want control?
I'm not even gonna play the whole thing, but I just needed you to hear that one point. Women in poverty can't, he said, women in poverty can't tell him to F off. Women in poverty are almost excited to see him because he can control the scenario. He can come in and buy something for your kids. And because you're easier to control, that's how you get pimped. Let me tell you about the cycle from pride and how you end up into a poor quality of life, which makes you a project. The projects were an experiment. So let me tell you and position you on how people end up becoming projects. Okay? The same versus super. Listen, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that. There's a cycle from pride to becoming poor that we need to pay attention to as women. When you're so prideful that you can't be vulnerable about what you need and be authentic and honest about what you need and having the support system that you actually need, this makes you actually become vulnerable. Where is my notebook? Because I wrote it on here. It actually puts you in a position to operate from a state of poverty. Okay? It positions you for poverty. So here's a definition, because what I'm going to be talking about today is I'm going to give you these definitions too, because you need to know what this actually looks like. So poverty, by definition, is the state of one who lacks usual or social acceptable amounts of money or material possessions. It means scarcity. It means dearth. It means lack of fertility. That's what it means. That's what it means to be in a state of poverty. That man just said that he goes out and he specifically chooses or he prefers women who lack amounts of money or material possessions in order to control them. Let me explain something to you. A woman should never be in this type of position, because when you position yourself by being so prideful that you're not vulnerable and open enough to get the support that you need and the protection that you need, this is how you go from being prideful to a state of poverty to a state of being pimped. Because that's basically what he is talking. He's basically talking a whole lot of pimp language. And I need you to really understand that. Okay? Pride is a poverty trap. First, it starts with pride. Then you go to poverty. Then you start getting pimped. It is a pipeline. Then you start having problems. Then you become poor. Then you become a project. That's literally the pipeline of how it happens. But women are not paying attention to that. Pride is a poverty trap, and you need to reprogram your mind. And I'm going to tell you why you need to do this ASAP. So you don't find yourself in a position where you are giving species like this babies. Because where he's not wrong is that women will know that men have this type of mindset and still lay down with them, thinking that you are the exception, thinking that your child is going to be treated differently, when in reality, that's not going to happen. You really need to start paying attention to what is being said. They telling you how they feel about you. They telling you the position they want to put you in. So let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to use scripture to help you get this understanding. I'm going to give you a little bit of psychology. I'm going to give you some science, because you really need to grasp what's happening. A lot of y'all are sitting around here waiting on a man to come and save y'all. And a lot of them have this mindset right here. They are literally looking for those who have less than, so that you can be victimized. That's pimping. That's pimping. And you're not understanding that we literally are not only watching modern day lynches go on with what's happening in society, but you're also seeing a return of the mindset of pimping coming back. And I need you to really grasp that as a woman. You need to be tapped into the fact that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. So you don't find yourself being a project of somebody else. Y'all are so busy. See, let me tell y'all something. It's a scam how society told y'all to go get these men money. They trained you to be whorish, preparing you to be in a position knowing that that was not going to be a sustainable way for you to live. So eventually you'll get pimped out. See, all of this is simply a pipeline. And you're not paying attention to it. You're missing it. Folks think it's a joke. They think it's a game. Hi, loves. For those who don't know me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And so what I do is I support my amazing clients who are high achieving women. Those women are extremely overwhelmed and burned out. So I help them turn that emotional overwhelm into self-mastery and into money, because you should never be in a position to where you're getting pimped out. Let me tell you something, even about women who actually work, the ladies of the night who work that area, they only choose pimps for protection, because they don't believe that they're going to be protected. They're always in compromising positions. So they're seeking protection. And that is the position you put yourself in when you are not operating to the fullness of where you need to be operating. See, some of y'all are trying to be so small because y'all are so scared that y'all not going to have nobody, that you are positioning yourself to be pimped, to be in poverty, and to live a poor quality of life. And that is not your piece of the pie. That is not what the Most High designed for you. And you're not really paying attention to that. So the first thing you need to be very clear on is that pride in its toxic form, it makes you believe that you're above correction. It makes you feel like you're above self-examination. It puts you in a place of self-righteousness as if you'll never be in a space where you need support, resisting the very help that could elevate your life. And it tells you in scripture that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before fall. I'm going to show you that pipeline of how you fall. See, all that I don't need no help, I got it. Let me tell y'all something. What I played for you just now, what that man said, you're going to see savages rise in a lot of men as time go on. You're going to see the ones who really don't, the ones who this is their true core, that they want you to shut up. They want you to be small. They want you to be beneath them so that they can take advantage of you. Because did you hear what that man said? That man said, I know it may be wrong. I take advantage of that, of you being of that. Don't even reduce you to that. I take advantage of that. I know it might be wrong, but one thing about men I'm never mad about. Men are always going to put themselves first. I respect that. I respect that a lot, actually. I think that women should actually be putting themselves first. Because did you hear what that man said? Come on, come on. You better tell him it's going to get so much worse. And if you are positioning yourself for poverty, you position yourself to get pimped. Because as these savages rise up, as time goes on and as things get worse, they cannot protect you. I saw an interview the other day, and I'm going to put this right here and you take it how you want to take it. And it was of Northwest, right? And in her interview, I think they asked, what's the best advice you ever gotten? And she said, don't trust nobody but God. And I don't know why for days that sat in me like, and I know that naturally, don't trust nobody but God. But see, it took on a whole new meaning. Women need to understand this element right here. You can only trust humans to only be human. But what you can trust is that the Most High, God, is going to be God. So when that little girl said, don't trust nobody but God, this is how you need to see this. You don't trust nobody that you don't see the God within. See, God has a strong character, a strong demeanor. You know a person that's godly. See, you know when you've had an interaction with someone who literally is activating the divine within them. You know when you are dealing with someone who is of godlike character, godlike nature, godlike stature, and standing in obedience and still holding integrity. These are people that you can recognize. You don't need to trust nobody but God. That girl hit the nail on the head. And if you don't see the God in them, then you need to know that's something else. And if you choose to continue with that, whatever the consequences are on you, because guess what? The queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. And it's always your move, baby. It's always your move. Stop giving men like this time, energy, attention, and most of all, babies. And wondering why you are suffering in a state of brokenness. It's okay that you can't do it all. It's okay that you don't know everything. You need to take off your cape, because I'm going to tell you something. These savage men that's having these conversations like that man who said that stuff, the first set of women they're going to try to break or try to attack or try to come after are the women who self-proclaim don't need them, don't need nobody, don't need nothing. A lot of them, that's why they want to conquer women like that. That's why they want to conquer women like that. That's why they go after women who are extremely powerful on the achievement scale, to be able to conquer you and knock you down, to break you. Y'all are not understanding. Y'all are not paying attention. Your pride is going to bring you to a state of destruction. You don't hold yourself back and say, oh, I don't need anything. I don't need any help. You learn to discern who you can go to for support and who you cannot go to for support. That is what you do. You don't deny yourself of support, because then in the event that you really need it, no one actually shows up for you. And then guess what happens? That positions you for what? Lack, which brings me to the next thing. So you go from pride to poverty. So now we're in a lack state. What's the definition of poverty according to Merriam-Webster? The state of one who lacks. I could just stop right there. The state of one who lacks. That is someone who is in poverty. Oh, you think just because you can pay your bills and you're not living in the hood that you're not in a state of poverty? Let's talk about your lack mindset. Let's talk about the fact that you believe that there's no support and there's no help out there for you. But the truth is, you don't ask, therefore you don't receive. You don't knock, therefore the doors are never opened unto you, because you got too much pride, which is why you are in a state of poverty. And you one step above what? Pimping. You one step above being pimped, baby. One. So let me bring it back down to you. Pride keeps you in a state of poverty, or puts you in a state of poverty, because you refuse guidance. You know everything. You're the oldest daughter, so you've always solved everyone's problem. So you're going to fix your own problem. You think you are a Yanla, but the truth is, if you could fix your life would already be fixed. You refuse guidance. You refuse mentorship. You refuse support because you believe that you know better. But it's not just financial poverty. The truth is, you are lacking poverty in wisdom. You are lacking poverty in emotional stability. You are lacking in the area of spiritual wealth. Baby, you broke. You broke. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. All they can do is pay their bills, go on a couple of trips, do a few little cute things for themselves. Some of us are so poor that all we have is money. You have no spiritual wealth. You have no emotional stability. You have no wisdom. You have no power. Which means that if you have no power, that means you're being powered up by something else. See, if you don't activate your own power, somebody else is putting a battery in your back. But who though? Because we go from pride we go to poverty, and then we go straight into being pimped. We go into pimping. Because we believe that there's a lack. And we believe that there's a lack because of our pridefulness, right? So when it comes down to pimping by definition means to make use of, often dishonorably, for one's own gain or benefit. Society is the biggest pimp in town. The world society is the biggest pimp in town. But I'm just trying to show you the pathway of how you get pimped and how you end up in a poor quality of life and how you end up in the projects where they experiment on you. See, y'all not paying attention. Y'all missing it. Y'all missing it, and they catching it. And that's the problem. Thank you for these loves, and these follows. Okay. When pride locks you into a state of lack, known as like poverty, right? You become easy prey to be pimped and exploited by others, okay, for their personal gain. This might be in business deals. This might be in relationships. This might be in career opportunities. This might be in friendships. This might be by society. You get used in such a dishonorable way because you're focused on preserving your pride rather than like really progressing. You're focused on holding on to the image of you having it all together when really you don't have nothing together because you don't even know who the hell you are. Because if you knew who you were, if you truly knew who you were and the power that was within you, you would not position yourself to get pimped. Poverty goes against your birthright. But because you don't understand your birthright and you're not in alignment with it, which is why you choose to operate in lack. And because of that lack, you get pimped because you come across as needy. So then when you start getting pimped, let's talk about the problems you start having. You start having a multitude of problems as you remain blinded by pride, by your pride. These problems multiply when you get pimped. You get these failed relationships, missed opportunities, financial instability. All these things become your norm. And what did that man say? Baby, I think I got one more time. Cause y'all think I'm playing.
Women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time.
That's pimping. That's pimping. Oh, I'm sorry. And what did you get for the time?
And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, their children can get some. Hold up, god damn, some outlet Jordans. Outlet Gucci.
That's how you're viewed. Y'all think that's the only man that thinks like that? Y'all think that there aren't men who prey on the fact that you live in scarcity mindset? Y'all don't think that there are other men who are waiting on the time for you to be down so they can come up? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all not reading in scripture how savage the world is and how savage the world is going to continue to become. When you have a world full of unactualized men, right? And they don't have the resources and the things that they need based on whatever is happening in their reality, right? They become who they are, shows up. And I'm telling you, with the way things are going in the world, you better expect to see more DV. You better expect to see more SA because the savages are on a rise and you are not seen as valuable. You are seen as property. You are seen unaliving. You are seen as that. Did you hear what he said? I may take advantage of that. I know it may be wrong, but out of the mouth, the heart speaks. The corruption of the heart is speaking. The deceit and the true desires and the true nature and the true core of these men are speaking. And if you are not spiritually aligned enough to know who you are, to position yourself in the three areas, number one, honoring your godlike nature. Number two, honoring your godlike character. Number three, getting in your lane and staying there so that you have dominion. You have your own assignment. And in your assignment, in that vision is provision. But when you are not operating according to the vision, there is no protection and provision in the delusion. See, ain't no protection and provision in your delusion. None. None. There is only protection and provision in the vision. In the vision, It's the vision that is you being in alignment, doing the right thing at the right time in the right place. Not you doing whatever it is you feel like you want to do. The problem that comes from when you go from pride to being in poverty to getting pimped and the multitude of problems that these cycles, this whole scenario, these challenges only deepen the cycle of poverty, both mentally and spiritually. And see, let me tell you something. The enemies come to steal, kill, and destroy. The enemies come to steal, kill, and destroy. The enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy. What society is doing is making you your own enemy. And you're in your mind blaming the devil for all of these things. But the truth is you are your own enemy because you've been programmed to be your own enemy. And if you don't wake up from that programming, you will steal your own joy. You will kill your confidence to the point to where you self-destruct. See, that's the plan. Because on the opposite side of that, though, is the Messiah is coming to give you life and give you life abundantly. But you have no access to that abundance because you don't understand that that's your birthright, and nor have you accepted that as your birthright. And because you haven't accepted that as your birthright, that's not your reality. So you live in a delusion when you actually are being pimped. So let's get into how it goes from pride to poverty to pimping to multitude of problems to poor. Okay? Do y'all know to be poor is a curse? It's a spiritual curse. See, poverty is systematically set up. Poverty is systematically set up to get you to believe that you're not. When it tells you in scripture that you're not supposed to be of the world, which is these cosmos, the cosmos in Greek is speaking of the world systems and is speaking of people who disconnect you from your spiritual self. The goal is in poverty, is to get you disconnected from your spiritual self to make you feel like you live in lack and you don't have. So when you come into the belief, because when you come into a belief of something, you come into a mental agreement with it, a mental and emotional agreement. So when you come into the belief that I'm broke or I don't have this, that's your whole being coming into agreement with that statement. And if your whole being comes into the agreement with that statement, that's your vibrational state. Money is not attracted to low vibrational states. You put yourself there by allowing yourself to be spiritually disconnected from your core. How do I get spiritually disconnected from my core? Listening to the news over the one that created you. The world is in a recession. There's no money. There's no nothing. There's this. Everybody's going down. Now, don't get it twisted. Some of those elements are true. What you need to understand is that what do you believe? Do you believe that there's no money, or do you believe that the Most High is going to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory? I just need you to choose what side you on, because whatever side you on is what's going to lead your life. Again, don't trust nobody but God. If you don't see the God in them, then you know who you're dealing with. And the queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. So if you still move in that direction, knowing that you don't see the God in them, don't get mad when the devil come out. Even in you, because you gave it access. Because nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply were not paying attention. You can't even get pimped without paying. If you get pimped, you weren't paying attention, you gave permission, or you participated in the experience. Nobody can play you. You were given something called your God-given intuition. God is so holy, so amazing, gave you an amazing comforter to be like, that's not it. But you so clogged up with the piss poor programming of society that you don't even recognize the voice. So you can position yourself to receive, which is why you don't get the things that you want, because you're always in the wrong place or doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. To be poor or to have a poor quality of life is a spiritual curse, because it goes against the provisionary clause that it tells you in scripture that you're going to be taken care of. Right? So poor by definition, according to Merriam-Webster, means lacking material possessions, lacking in a specific quality or resource, right? But then I actually went down some more and got some more definitions, because they had a multitude of definitions, okay? So let's get into how being poor is a curse, how you went from pride to now you poor, why you're cursed. Poor means lacking material possessions. Poor means less than adequate. Didn't the Most High say you beautifully and wonderfully made? But society made you feel less than adequate. Let's get into it. Inferior in quality or value. Doesn't the Most High make it very clear to you in scripture about your value? See how you become poor. See, all of these things are the opposite of your true nature. All of these things, unproductive is poor. Unfavorable is poor. Poor. This is a poor quality of life. So guess what happens? Let me really give it to you. So your quality of life further deteriorates, right? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. All because pride isolates you from wisdom and correction. See, y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all want sugar-coated S. Why? This ain't the time for you to get sugar-coated. You need the truth. See, the problem is you can't change your life because you don't have the truth. And because you block this wisdom and this correction, what happens is it leaves you lacking in resources, needing to rise above your circumstances, which puts men in position like this man I just played y'all to pimp y'all the way he just said he pimps y'all in front of your damn children. Y'all, do y'all hear? Did y'all hear what this man said? I give their children some knockoff Jordans. I know that's all she wants. Just a little, just do a little something for the kids because I know the dad ain't around. Y'all need to start paying attention to what is happening. Because guess what? When you become when you have a poor quality of life, this positions you to now become a project. Okay? And as you continue to cycle through the loop, you are no longer seen as an empowered individual, but if someone who is always in need of fixing. This is a result of you not deconstructing your pride, which blocks genuine healing, growth, and abundance. The very thing, this entire cycle that I'm telling you is the living embodiment of Proverbs 16 and 18. Okay? Pride comes before destruction. A haughty spirit gonna always fall. You trying to act like you have it all together is gonna bring you to your knees. And this is why women who seem so powerful on paper get pimped by men who sit at home while they go at work every single day, or they work in their business and they sitting at home with somebody who is not doing anything but playing the game all day long while they going out there earning a living. That's how you get pimped. That's how you position yourself for a poor quality of life. Trying to lead a family or do this and be the leader in a space that you weren't designed to even, like, it's too much. Ego will not survive the next era. You understand what I'm telling you? You need to adapt or you're going to be poor. And to be poor is a choice. It is a curse. And I am telling you, it's a spiritual curse. So let me just run this back so you can grasp this understanding. And then I'm going to tell you what people do with projects at the end. Okay. Number one, pride blinds you into a reality, making it hard for you to receive help, wisdom, or guidance. This pride-driven blindness keeps you stuck in a cycle of poverty, financially, mentally, spiritually, because you resist the necessary growth and connection. Number three, this makes you vulnerable to become exploited or pimped, meaning become dependent on others who do not have your best interest at heart. Okay. Number four, as a result, more problems arise, which deepens the cycle of struggle, which elevates what? Your depression, your anxiety, your stress levels. And then over time, this deteriorates your quality of life, leaving you in a state of lack. Finally, the cycle reduces you to a project. See, that's why he referred to the women as that. Finally, this cycle reduces you to a project, meaning you become someone in constant need of repair, rather than being someone who is thriving and in control. Let me tell you what they do with projects. Okay. If you're not familiar with the projects, and a lot of them have been torn down by now, that was an experiment. See, projects get experimented on. When you have a poor quality of life, that's when you become the society's bigger, or I don't want to say them, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all become their biggest experiment. See, that's why they will house you for free, give you lights for free, but then they will come in every single month and spray a chemical that probably is going to give one of your children cancer. See, yeah, you can stay here. You can take this universal based income. You can do these things, but not without us experimenting on you, because you are our project. And you are our project because you have such a poor quality of life, because you had too much pride to do the work necessary that was going to position you for greatness and for progress. But because you wanted to skip that process, now you're a project. And when you become a project, it's easy for us to observe you. Hello, somebody like them smart cities. Come on. Observe you, and then create things around what we observe, and then invent those things so you can to see how you perform in those environments. Yeah. But this is what happens, like I said, when you're too prideful. And this is what happens when you position yourself to not know who you are. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and this love. Let me tell you something. If you want to solve this problem so you don't end up in position, if you don't want to if you don't want to ride the train from poverty to becoming, to go poor, to becoming a project that gets experimented on, then you need to do a couple of things. You need to deconstruct your perception of self, which means you need to deconstruct your perception of the one that created you, because you clearly don't know who you are. If you are not positioning yourself to progress in the next 60 or so days while you are living here before 2025 hits, you got a problem. You need to deconstruct your perception of God. Because if you knew who you truly were, you would not position yourself to be pimped, and you would not live a poor quality of life. See, people who don't know their position live beneath themselves. People, see, this is exactly what happened to y'all when y'all be going into them to the meetings at HR, and they give you a job and you don't negotiate your salary. See, you leave more paper out there because more paper on the table, but you just so excited to be in the room because you don't know your perception of self. You don't know your value. Therefore, you can't articulate why they need to be giving you a bigger bag. So don't tell me that you're negotiating terms in a relationship. Don't tell me you're negotiating and compromising in other aspects. Baby, you a doormat. You a doormat. You don't know you a queen. The queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard, and you don't even know how to move. Queens move with strategy, intention. You have none. And you have none because you have no vision, because without a vision, the people will perish. That's what it tells you in scripture. That's why you're supposed to write the vision down and make it plain. See, y'all not ready. You're not prepared. You need to deconstruct your perception of the one that created you, number one. The second thing you need to do is you need to dissect your spiritual framework, because what you've been doing ain't working. What you've been doing ain't working. And then you need to decide what no longer serves your spirit so you can release things. Feminine women should be able to release, receive, and reject. If you don't know how to release, that's the reason why you can't receive, which means you do not reject things that come your way, meaning you harm. They're trying to cause you a distraction. You don't realize the people that enter into your space are one of two people. They are either people who are coming to further your destiny, or they are coming to distract you. What's studying? Oh, amen. All praise to the Most High. I love when the Most High tell me y'all business, because y'all know, so you know it ain't me, because it's totally around me. I'm just obedient. Okay, so you have to decide what no longer serves your spirit, so that you learn how to release, receive, and reject. Right. And then you also need to lastly design a new approach to spirituality that pours into you. Because when you do this you are able to pour into yourself so much, you will not seek the external validation. You will know who you are. Same to you, sis. You will know who you are, and you will know whose you are. Okay? This is very, very, very important. The reason why you are looking for other people to come, a man to come and rescue you, a man to come and save you from your adult responsibilities, your masculine responsibilities, is because you don't trust yourself to be able to do these things on your own. The only reason why you're so stressed out about getting someone is due to the programming that society has told you, that you're getting older. You should be able to do this. Y'all are listening to the wrong thing and wondering why you're not progressing. Your ego, thank you, my love, for these gifts, is in the way. Y'all gonna have to adapt, or you gonna be poor. And poor, to be poor is to curse yourself. Okay? That is what is happening. So if you don't know how to do these things, I'm having a masterclass, and I have to, for those who purchase tickets to the masterclass, I'm sending an email out today because I've been led to extend it for another week. So the masterclass is actually going to happen not tomorrow, but next Tuesday, because I am opening this up to not just entrepreneur women anymore. That is what I've been led to do. Take this. It's not just entrepreneur women, is what I'm being told, that are emotionally overwhelmed and exhausted and that need to be back rooted spiritually so that they can amplify their light quickly. Okay. So it's going to be October the 29th. You can get your tickets now. They're $99. You can get a recliner, affirm, afterpay. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. It's $99. You can get a recliner, affirm, afterpay. And in this masterclass, we're going to do every single thing that I am talking about. We're going to get into deconstruct your perception of the one that created you. We're going to dissect that spiritual framework. I'm going to give you something so you can dissect it. I'm going to help you decide what no longer serves your spirit. I'm going to support you in designing a new approach to spirituality that pours into you. So if you are in a rut in your relationship with the one that created you, if you are in a rut, period, in all of your relationships, this is what is going to support you. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest of how this even came about. You know how I developed this framework to do this? I got sick of my relationship with the Most High. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not fake. I'm not one of those people who's gonna be like, oh my God, God, and I don't do nothing and No. I was waking up every single day reading scripture. I was waking up every single day serving. Every day I'm doing Sabbath, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I started to feel like the Most High got quiet on me. But the Most High never got quiet on me. The God never changed. I changed. Because let me tell you what happened. And this is what happens in relationships, not just relationships with the one that created you, but this is an example of what happens in a lot of relationships, especially marriages after a while. You first start off as, oh, I need this type of energy in my life. That was me. I need this type of energy in my life. I need God in my life. My life is, at the time I was having my spiritual awakening, I was broken. I took my contract heart. I need God. So it started off as I need you. Then it went to, oh, I want to know you, right? I want to know God. Then it went to, it's a requirement, right? I'm required to do this. Then it went to, okay, this is a routine. It's a part of my routine. Yeah, I'm just doing this every single day. It's part of my routine, right? Then it becomes, this is a ritual because I'm just doing it all the time. I'm here, but I'm doing it all the time. So then it goes to, from a ritual to, okay, I'm going into autopilot. I'm becoming a robot in my relationship. And anyone who knows anything about relationships, when you get on autopilot in your relationship, when you are in a space where you're detached from your relationship, that's not a healthy place to be in. So when you get on autopilot, guess what happened? When I got on autopilot and I became a robot, I got restless. So I got extremely restless in my relationship with God, with the Most High, all of these things, right? And when I got restless, guess what happened? I became resentful. I became so resentful that I opened my mouth and said, I don't want to talk to you. I just don't want to rap. I'm tired. I'm doing everything you say, and I still like, what's going on? What is it? And so when I hit the point where it was like, I don't want to rap. Most I was like, okay, you don't want to talk. So what changed? What shifted? Did I change or did you change? So when I sat down and realized that I went from needing God so much to becoming resentful to God, I had to define the pathway of how I got there. And I had to figure out a solution of how I was going to remain in this relationship and it be healthy. And the way I had to do that was I had to deconstruct my perception of how I saw him. Because when I came to him in the first place, needing him, it was from a fear-based perspective. Then it became obligation. And that's what a lot of people do in their relationships. See, a lot of y'all are in relationship with God and with people out of obligation and out of fear. You scared to lose them. You scared what's going to happen if they not there no more. That's what you scared of all of that. So you doing your duty to stay there because you're obligated to do so, and you're playing yourself. That's why you're not getting what it is that you need out of your relationship, one with the one that created you, and your relationships with other people. So what I am teaching you in this class is actually how to do relationship for real. Because if you can't do relationship with the one that created you, you have no relationship with yourself. And if you have no relationship with yourself, you're going to struggle in your relationships with other people. It tells you in scripture to love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you are not loving your neighbor. I don't care what you do for them. You're just a do girl. You're not loving yourself. You're not, that what you're doing isn't valuable because it's not real. It's not authentic. You're not taking care of you. And self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship, because you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. And if you don't treat yourself exceptionally well, it's because you don't perceive yourself as that. You don't perceive yourself as deserving. And the reason why you don't perceive yourself as deserving is because you listen to society about who you are, what you look like, what you should be doing, instead of the one that created you. And that's why you stress, depressed, impulsive, jumping on any trend, any shiny new thing they're telling you to do, any new label and title, you grabbing it because you're looking for some form of identity because you don't know who you are. And that's your biggest problem. That's why you burn out. You ain't burn out because you taking care of that man, you taking care of your family and your kids, and you working so hard, and your life is just so crazy. I'm just so burnt out. No, you're burnt out because your priorities aren't in order. You're burnt out because your belief is you need to do all of these things that are not necessary, that are draining you. But because you are not plugged into the source, you have no resources. And because you are not plugged into the power source, you have no power. So you feel powerless. But this is what happens when you get in a state of being powerless. Then you get prideful. So then you start doing everything. I don't need anyone. I can do this. I can achieve this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to make so much money to take care of myself. I don't need anyone. And when it's all said and done, and you're still not protected, and you're still not provided for according to your standard, this is how you set yourself up to be pimped and to end up in a poor quality of life where you end up being a project for someone else. The experiment that a lot of women end up going or becoming a part of, that have this life, that end up making money and doing this, is, yeah, you become a project, but you get experimented on to see how much you gonna do, how much you gonna go, how far you gonna go to feel any form of love, because you're so desperate for it, you're craving it, you need it so bad because you're not getting it. This is the position that women are putting themselves in, which is why they're continuing to be pimped out and played. Nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, the fact that you simply are not paying attention. You need to be in this masterclass. It's happening. It says on there the 22nd tomorrow. I'm sending emails out. It's actually going to happen on the 29th because I have been instructed to open the masterclass up to women that are not just entrepreneur women. So if you are a woman who is extremely emotionally overwhelmed, and you are in a space where you are burnt out and you are exhausted in your relationship with the one that created you. If you're exhausted, honestly, if you're exhausted in your relationships, 9 times out of 10, you're exhausted in your relationship with the one that created you as well. Because the relationship you have with the one that created you is your deepest relationship. That's what you got to realize. Your deepest relationship should be with the one that created you. Your widest relationship should be with yourself, meaning you should always be learning and expanding and learning more about yourself. Right? So if you understand that about you, that's your widest relationship, you won't try to seek depth in every single relationship with everyone. You won't be trying to explore every single detail and get the nooks and crannies of why this is like this. You would realize that you have territory within your own self that needs to be explored, cultivated. That land needs to be worked on. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. All praises. So you have to really begin to understand that as a woman, you are land, and you have to cultivate the ground. But first you have to know that you're good ground. Are you good ground? And if you don't feel like you're good ground, it's because you're disconnected from your spiritual source. You are to be transformed by the daily renewing of your mind, not conformed to the ways of this world. This society tells you that you're not good enough. See, the Most High calls you, then qualifies you. Society tells you you need to be qualified in order for me to call you. Y'all need to start paying attention to what is happening. Don't allow yourself and position yourself for a poor quality of life, because it's a spiritual curse. It's a curse because you are in violation. All right? So don't be so prideful where you can't be vulnerable and get the support and the help you need. If you're being led to work with me, if you've been led to, come to this masterclass, make sure that you're there. It's happening on the 29th. It's going to be extremely powerful. We're going over the things that I just talked about. And I really can't wait, because these women are not going to be going into 2025 deficient in the area of relationship. Because the worst thing that you can do, and I'm going to be real with you, the worst thing you can do as a woman is to go into 2025 in the deficit in your relationship with the one that created you, and in your relationship with yourself. Because if you don't have the protection of the one that created you, and you're not protecting yourself, you position yourself to be prey and to be a victim. Okay? And y'all, they're unaliving us as women. Okay? The DV is up. SA is up. Please position yourself to be protected by getting yourself in alignment and getting yourself rooted in relationship, because there is covering in that space. Okay? It's not covering when you are running yourself all over the place. It's not covering in you trying to do it on your own. How has that worked out for you? Really? Okay? Drop your questions in the comments. Drop your questions in the comments. What questions do you guys have for me in regard to what we talked about? We talked about the pipeline from pride to having the pipeline from going from being prideful to positioning yourself for a poor quality of life, to where you end up becoming a project where people in society experiments on you, because you poor by definition means unproductive, unfavorable, inferior in quality or value, less than adequate, lacking material possessions. When you get yourself in a state of being poor, which is a curse, that's why it's easy for them to project onto you and make you a project. So people project their desires onto you. People project what they want for you onto you. And then people experiment on you. You are being projected on, and you are the project. And that does not have to be your position, because it tells you in Proverbs, literally 8 and 12, the Most High, literally, you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. You should not be so broke where you need a man to come get you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. That should not, a job and a man should not be your plan. You have creative and witty inventions in your very being. Proverbs also tells you that you have gifts that will literally make room for you. Why aren't you accessing these things? Because you're spiritually disconnected from yourself. You need to be rooted in relationship. You need to be rooted in your beliefs, because out of your beliefs comes security and insecurity. A lot of y'all are walking around here as insecure beings because you refuse to get grounded and secure yourself in your beliefs. Y'all don't want to do that work. Y'all want to make money? Yes. Yes, I'm a feminine mastery architect. I teach women. I help high achieving women who are extremely exhausted and overwhelmed. I help them turn emotional overwhelm into self-mastery and into money. Yes, you can make money if you know how to transmute that energy properly. So I don't be wanting to hear no excuses about, oh, I don't have money. There's a multitude of ways for you to be able to make money. I help women do it all the time. But you need to position yourself the way you be able to make money. How I've helped my clients go from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to mostly 6 figures, building a 6-figure business from the ground up myself. How did I do that? By doing my inner work. It's not the outer work that you think. See, the external things that you think you have to do in business are a byproduct of internal confidence, internal boldness, understanding your positioning, understanding, like my coach and my friend says all the time, that entrepreneurship is a spiritual assignment. How you out here on assignment and you ain't in alignment? How you out here on assignment and you ain't in alignment? See, what you need to understand about assignments. See, one thing about demons, I got to give it to them on this. They'll never get off assignment. If their assignment is to make your life a living hell, baby, they gonna clock that T every minute, every moment of the day. They gonna be right there when you wake up in the morning, baby. They looking. She up. Let's see what we're gonna get now. She up. Okay, that's the type of man she like. Walking. Okay, she cute today. Well, that's the kind of man she go for. That's the one she really give her everything to. She be losing her mind. Y'all remember the last dude she crashed out over? Okay, he got an opening too. I'm gonna jump in. Next thing you know, he coming to introduce himself to you, and you thinking you done met the man, the love of your life. Them folks stay on assignment. You the one who dropped the ball and don't be on assignment. Demons never get off the plot. They don't. They be waiting on you. Waiting on you to do anything. Waiting, watching every single move. I'm talking about they scout like this. I'm vicious. Vicious. Baby, they one thing for sure, two things for certain. They gonna make a vigorous attempt to ruin your life every day. In some form or fashion. They gonna make a vigorous attempt to get you to ruin your own life every single day. They don't come off assignment. That's why you can't afford to come off your assignment spiritually of who you are and becoming who you are meant to be. Okay? What questions do you guys have? That is basically everything. If you need to know more information about me, you can click the link in the bio. There are a couple of different things that I have going on right now. You can get the free course in my bio if you are an entrepreneur and you suffer with anxiety. It'll support you. I also have, you can click some other things about, I have the feminine alignment income system. So if you are trying to get yourself in alignment and get your money together, okay, the feminine alignment income system is going to support you. It's a mixture of the divine alignment bundle and tips on how you can start making money online originally. I mean, not originally, I'm tripping. Passively. So let me give you a little bit of information about what is actually in in the feminine alignment system as you are dropping your questions. Can I log in on here? Don't give me a hard time. I don't like because I need us to get our life together, y'all. That whole little clip pissed me off. For real. That whole clip with him saying that really pissed me off so bad. But it pissed me off. But then, like I said, I wasn't shocked. But I'm more pissed off at women because, like I said, we'll watch stuff like that and still give, you know, these type of men babies, and then wonder why they are not who we thought that they were going to be. No, this just not the way this works. And I want us to be mindful of that. Okay, so I do love men so much. Their attention. To each their own. I think every person loves attention. I just don't. I don't live for a man's attention, and I don't think anyone should live for the attention of anyone else. I don't think anything is wrong with desiring attention. I think that's totally normal. I think it becomes an issue when that becomes the center of your world. Okay. So if you click the link in the bio, you can get the clarity shift for creative entrepreneurs. If you struggle with anxiety, if you are a woman who struggles with your emotions, like your mood, then you need to get the cycle syncing success kit. You're probably not in alignment with your menstrual cycle, meaning you're not eating according to your cycle. You don't really understand you have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle, not just the time that you're actually bleeding out. And that success kit is going to support you in getting yourself into chemical alignment, chemical and energetic alignment, which is very important for a healthy cycle as a woman. I am a woman who had an irregular period for over 20 something years. I went to the doctor in 2004 when nobody was talking about polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was there at 20 years old. I'm 40 now. I was there at 20 years old, them telling me that's what I had. And so they told me all this stuff would happen. I wouldn't be able to do this. I was very sad. I used to be almost 100 pounds heavier. So I tried all the things that they told me at first. I took metformin. At the time I was married. No, I wasn't married then yet. But I started taking Clomid, all these different type of things they were telling me. And all these things were making me sick and having me all over the place, right? When my spiritual awakening happened and I got really rooted in my spiritual beliefs, the Most High revealed to me what it is that I needed to do to heal my body. So guess what she did? She did her inner work to start healing. And then what happened? I've lost almost 100 pounds, right? I have built my business from the ground up to 6 figures. I have left a corporate job or a good government job, or what people thought, you know, I should have been doing at 35, and created the reality that I want. Now I'm a digital nomad. I travel the entire world. I get to live in different places throughout the year. And I'm literally paid for what it is that I do well. And I support women in literally turning emotional overwhelm into self-mastery and into money, because that's what I've been able to do for myself. Every scenario, every situation that has ever caused me pain, I am a true alchemist. I have taken it and positioned myself so that I could elevate and get paid from it, or be in a better position. Okay. Every single time. Every single time. And so I position women for the same type of results and the same type of success. Okay. The masterclass that I'm having on the 29th, excuse me. It says the 22nd. Grab your seat to it. You'll see it right here. It's called the Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. Okay. $99. Yes. Yes. The course that I'm talking about, the masterclass, is the one that's I was talking about in this live, is Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup. So yes, it's $99. You can get a recliner, affirm, and afterpay. All right. What you also will get from me. So I have this community, right? And I'm meeting with them tonight. So I have this community called the Sacred Feminine League. The Sacred Feminine League is $197 a month. And this is what my clients get. They get weekly live sessions from me every Monday. They get videos from me every Friday. And we have check-ins during the week that support them in the following areas. These women are going to be able to quantum leap into new mindsets. These women practice energetic sovereignty, meaning that they're not allowing men or society or corporations or anyone to drain or siphon their feminine energy, because most women are allowing, see, a lot of times women think that men just want you for your body. A lot of times they don't want your body, they want that energy. Be very careful of people who enter in your space and say, I need your energy. Because when they come in and say that they need their energy, need your energy, what's really being said is, I don't have access to any of that type of energy around me. I am going to drain that energy because it's foreign to me, it's new to me, but it feels so good and I want more of it. I don't necessarily have a plan to pour back into that energy, because you don't need anyone's energy. So when it's being stated that, oh, I need somebody like you, or I need your energy, prepare to be symphoned. Prepare for your energy to be taken from you. Prepare for your energy to be drained from you, because that's really what's being said. I need access to that. They don't need your energy. They need access to your energy so that it can actually fuel them. So you have to be very careful. So we teach and talk about energetic sovereignty. I also teach and talk about feminine polarity and leadership. If you are not paying attention, the feminine is rising. You are seeing women rise up in leadership, in business, in a multitude of ways, and it's not going to change. We are in the era of AI. It's very feminine. We're in a feminine era. So if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. I also teach in that class spiritual wealth consciousness. I also teach manifesting through scriptural and spiritual law. I just had a client who literally just manifested after 1 week of implementing what I told her to implement in the Sacred Feminine League. Okay. And she just moved to a new city. She's making connections. She's doing everything. Amita, I understand completely. Trust me. I completely feel you on that. Radical self-authority is another thing that we're teaching, right? And we're focusing on. We're talking about the art of receiving without sacrifice. We talk about spiritual leadership and disruption, okay? Which is a little bit of kind of what we touched on today with the whole deconstructing the mindset. We talk about conscious creation versus hustle culture. My clients don't hustle, they catch bags. We don't chase them, okay? And we're talking about the divine feminine reset in this community. So you come in, you have a book list, you come in, my clients have homework weekly, you come in and your life is expanding and your life is changing. This is the community, the Sacred Feminine League. Like I said, it's $197 a month. Feel free to join us. Somebody just email me about, was the community still open and available, and you can, okay? So it's a 90-day subscription. Now, if your issue is you need to make money, let's get to the bag, okay? So the first thing that you need to pay attention to and look at is going to be the feminine alignment income system. This is what you're going to get in that. You're going to get the hustle free blueprint. Excuse me. You're going to get the reprogram your mind for success. You're going to get the stop hustling in business course. You're going to get the unlock your earning potential, healing your root for revenue growth masterclass. You're going to get earn using your feminine essence, so you can learn how to make money using your essence without hustling. You're going to get the class how to get paid clients. I'm literally going to tell you how you can get paid clients. You're going to learn how to get passively paid. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get passively paid. And then you're going to get command clients. You're going to learn how to get passively paid. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get passively paid. And then you're going to get command your cash flow master in there as well, which is going to support you and calming your start spending money. We start getting impulsive. We start doing a whole bunch of things that literally just don't make sense. Okay. And so in the command your cash flow, it's going to make you be calm or create calm even in the midst of crisis. So perfect with everything going on in the world, economic crisis, the command your cash flow class is going to support you. And then lastly, you're going to get the manifest the life you desire roadmap. So you're going to get everything. You're going to complete your roadmap, and then you're going to start doing the work so that you can get rid of the hustle and start making money. All right. So that class, that bundle, the feminine alignment income system is $297. Yes, you can get that with Klarna Affirming Afterpay. Should you want to meet with me one-on-one, because you need to get your business together and you need one-on-one time. That's just what it is. Then if that's the case, then you want to schedule a Eclipse Your Chaos session. Those are $497. Yes, you get me for 75 minutes. Yes, we go through everything that you need. I have not had a woman who is scheduled an Eclipse Your Chaos session for $497 that has not gotten a great result from it. Every single woman who books that session with me tells me this is worth every single penny, because what we're going to be going through in that particular session is that we're going to be seeing whether or not your issue is frequency shifting, energy management, or the fact that you struggle to detach, because one of those three is causing you from not getting energetically where you need to be. And so we go through an entire process, and that process is life-changing. A lot of women end up crying a lot through the session, but they get so much from it. Okay. So that is $497. You get that with Klarna Affirming Afterpay. And then lastly, I have the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. If you just want to get started, start your business online, and you don't want to hustle, that's the bundle for you. The Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite is put you in position to set up your entire business without exhausting yourself to oblivion. So if you want the business without the burnout, get the Feminine Flourishing Mastery Suite. If you want to start making money and get yourself in alignment, and you know you got the discipline to self-study, then get the Feminine Alignment Income System. If you know you need the one-on-one support, then go ahead and schedule your Eclipse Your Chaos session. All three of those will put you in position to be able to make more money. Okay. I don't see any questions that was dropped, so I think we might be good. So click the link in the bio to be able to get access to any of those products or services that I just dropped. I am going to eat food because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten. So I'm going to go do that. Like I said, follow me on YouTube. Click the link in the bio to get access to different things. And I dropped a YouTube video earlier today, actually. So go check that out. I dropped a very powerful YouTube video on yesterday, and I will be dropping another one on tomorrow. So go ahead over there, subscribe to my channel. Click the link in the bio, get your resources. I've been seeing people buying tickets to the class because they've been coming in. So I'm really excited to have y'all on the 29th. It's going to be so good. Chef's kiss. All right. So I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing Manna Monday, what I like to call it. It's my prayer that something, this was edifying, and it also inspired you to take action and to actually think about the reality that you're creating. Okay. And if that actually serves you. So get rooted, get planted, start cultivating, and operate from the space of your essence. All right, y'all.